Good morning all of you and Sai Ram. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. In previous video we have started our new chapter of chemistry, atoms and molecules. Clear? So in this video we are going to continue that chapter only. What we have covered in previous video? We have covered law of combination. Law of combination, that means law of conservation of mass and law of definite proportion. So before going to start our today's lecture, what we are going to do? We will do a quick revision what we have learnt in our previous video. Let us start. So our first law was mass of conservation. Clear? This law states that mass neither be created nor be destroyed. That means you can't create mass during the reaction. Is this clear? Whatever mass you will take, that same amount of mass you will get in a product. Is this clear? If you will take a 10 gram of reactant, if you will take a 10 gram of reactant, so after the reaction, the total mass of the product will also be 10 gram. Is this clear? It can be distributed like this: 6 plus 4, 5 plus 5, but it can't be more or it can't be less. Is this clear? So what do you mean by law of conservation of mass? Law of conservation of mass stated that mass neither be created nor be destroyed. Is this clear? Our second law was law of definite proportion. That means if you want to make a water molecule, the ratio will be constant of hydrogen and oxygen. The ratio should be 1:8. If you are taking 2 molecules of hydrogen, then you have to take 16 mole of oxygen. Is this clear? You can't take 2:8. This is wrong. This is right. This is right, because they are in a definite proportion. Is this clear to you? So our second law states that yes, the ratio should be constant. You can't change the ratio to prepare a same molecule. Is this clear? Now, in this video, we are going to cover Dalton's atomic theory. What we are going to cover? We are going to cover Dalton's atomic theory. Clear? So, John Dalton was a scientist. John Dalton was a scientist. He was born on a 6th September 1766. When he was born on 6th September 1766 and he was died on 27 July 1844. Is this clear? When he was born on 6th September 1766 and he was died on 27 July 1844. Clear? He was an English chemist, meteorologist and physicist. He is best known for his pioneering work in the development of modern atomic theory and his research into color blindness. Is this clear? His main work was research on modern atomic theory. His main work was research on modern atomic theory and his research into color blindness. So I am reading this slide once more. Listen carefully. John Dalton was born on 6 September 1766 and died on 27 July 1844. He was an English chemist, meteorologist and physicist. He is best known for his pioneering work in the development of modern atomic theory and his research into color blindness. Is this clear? Now, Dalton's atomic theory. The theory that all matter is made up of very tiny individual particles is called atomic theory of matter. What do you mean by atomic theory of matter? Why it is known as Dalton's atomic theory? Because this theory was given by Dalton. Okay, because this theory was given by John Dalton. That's why it is known as your Dalton's atomic theory. And what is this? Dalton atomic theory says that the theory that all matter is made up of very tiny individual particles. We know that matter is made up of very tiny individual particles. Matter is made up of very tiny individual particles. It's called atomic theory of matter. It's called atomic theory of matter. Number 1. First, these are the postulates of matter, Dalton atomic theory. If a question comes like this, write the postulate of Dalton atomic theory. You have to write these points in your answer book. Is this clear? So what is our first point? Our first point is all the matter is made up of very small particles called atoms. We know that. What we know that? We know that the matter is made up of very small particles. Matter is made up of very small particles, and these small particles are known as your atoms. Clear? If question will come like this, what is atom? You will write that the small particles which makes matter is known as your atoms. Now our second point is atoms cannot be divided. Atoms cannot be divided. That means if you want to divide atom, you can't divide it. That means the small atom is the smallest unit. Atom is the smallest unit. Because you can't divide smallest unit, na? Is this clear? Now, atoms, our third point is atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed. Clear? If you want to create an atom, you can't create and you can't destroy the atom. Now, our fourth point is there are various kinds. There are as many kinds of atom as element. All the atoms of a given element are identical in every respect, having the same mass, size and chemical properties. If you are taking an atom of a same element, for example hydrogen. If you are taking an atom of hydrogen, two atoms of hydrogen, these two atoms have an identical shape, mass and chemical properties. Is this clear? I am explaining once more time, listen carefully. If you will take an atom of two atoms of a same element, for example, if you are taking atom of two atoms of hydrogen, that means this atom is also from hydrogen and this atom is also from hydrogen. Is this clear? These atoms will have same mass. These atoms will have same mass, size and chemical properties. Is this clear? That means if this atom will react with any other elements, they both will react similar. They will both react similar and they will produce a similar product. Is this clear? Now, atoms of different elements differ in mass, size and chemical properties. If we will take one atom from hydrogen and one atom from carbon, these two atoms are from a different elements. These two atoms are from a different element. Now they are from a different elements. That means they have a different in mass. Is this clear? Different in size and their chemical property will also different. That means if this react with some other element like oxygen and this also react with oxygen, they will react differently and they will produce a different product. Is this clear? Chemical combination between two or more elements consists in the joining together of atom of these elements to form a molecules of compound. Chemical combination between two or more elements. If we will react two or more elements, what they will form? They will form molecules of different compounds. For example, if you will react hydrogen plus oxygen. Wait. What they will give you? They will give you H2O. That means if two or more elements react chemically, they will form a molecules of compound like H2O, CO2. Clear? The number and kind of atoms in a given compound is fixed. I told you that the ratio will be fixed. You can't change the ratio. The number and kind of compounds in a given compound is fixed. That means if you want to make water, the ratio is fixed and the element also fixed. You can't take hydrogen and carbon and oxygen and you can form water. Is this clear? Number and kind of atoms in a compounds will be fixed. Second, during chemical combination, atoms of different element combine in a small whole number to form compounds. Clear? During chemical combination, atoms of different elements combine in the small numbers to form compounds. Atoms of same elements can combine in more than one ratio to form more than one compound. I told you that if you want to take, you know that the ratio of forming water is 1:8. Now, if you want to produce 2 mole of water, what you will do? You will just double this ratio, 2:16. Is this clear? And if you want to produce 3 mole of water, what you will do? Just triple it. These are the same ratio. Is this clear? So, atoms of the same elements can combine in more than one ratio to form more than one compound. Is this clear? So, these are the postulates of the Dalton atomic theory. I am reading once more. Listen carefully. All matter is made up of very small particles called atoms. Atoms cannot be divided. Atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed. Atoms are various kinds. There are many kinds of atoms as are elements. All the elements of a given element are identical in every respect, having the same mass, size, and chemical properties. Atoms of different elements differ in mass, size, and chemical properties. Chemical combination between two or more elements consists in the joining together of atoms of these elements to form molecules of compounds. The number and the kind of atoms in a given compound is fixed. During chemical combination, atoms of different elements combine in a small whole numbers to form compounds. Atoms of the same elements can combine in more than one ratio to form more than one compound. I think with this postulate is clear to you. Now, after some time, there are some drawback find in this theory. Is this clear? That means some problem was there. So, what was the Dalton's atomic theory drawbacks? Number 1, atoms can be further divided into still smaller particles. We told you that the atoms cannot be divided, but we can, after searching more and more, we can find that you can divide atoms into more smaller units like electrons, protons, and neutrons. That means if you will divide an atom, you divide atoms into 3 parts: electrons, protons, and neutrons. Is this clear? We will study this later on. Atoms of the same element can have slightly different mass. I told you that if you will take a hydrogen, two atoms of hydrogen, they have same mass, same size, and same chemical properties. Chemical properties will be same, but the mass can have slightly different. For example, if they are having 1.008, it can be 1.007. Is this clear? In the mass of the atom of the same element can slightly different. It can be more, like one is 1.08 and one is 5.008. No, slightly means plus 001 minus 001. Is this clear? Even atoms of different element can have the same mass. Mass also can be same. So these are the drawback of the Dalton atomic theory. If a question will come like this, write the drawback of Dalton atomic theory. What you will write? You will write atom can be further divided into still smaller particles called electrons, protons and neutrons. Atoms of the same elements can have slightly different masses. Even atoms of different elements can have the same mass. I think with this, Dalton atomic theory is very clear to you. Postulate is very clear to you and drawback is also clear to you. Please, this is very important topic. A question come from this, like write the postulate of Dalton atomic theory, write the drawback of Dalton atomic theory. So try to understand these concepts very nicely. If you are having any doubt, you can message me. I will conduct an online class, live class. Okay. Thank you and Sai Ram.